His approach to piracy is great. What is this? What is this video? I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're back. Piracy has once again been a huge talking point in the global conversation.
I wonder
There's
why.
A lot of
Corporate
people
greed?
going back to the old ways of just pirating content because, well, it's been a big old headache, a huge nuisance to just...
Yeah, we've gone back to the days of Napster because the corporations are destroying themselves and everything around them.
Actually get
they can't be
things
trusted.
through the proper channels. With more streaming services popping up than there are grains of sand on the beach, as well as...
I just want DRM-free files. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I ask for. And if I'm not getting that, then I guess I'm gonna have to do it myself.
This huge push into not owning anything where you basically pay for the idea of a product. You pay for like the whiff of it. You get a permission slip, an admission ticket that can be revoked at any time to it. So you're just paying to rent basically everything. And
yeah, a really good example of this is let's Neil Young on Spotify. Whenever Joe Rogan went over to Spotify, Neil Young was like, nope, pulling all of my music. So then you just couldn't listen to Neil Young on Spotify anymore. You know? That really, really good example of just, oh, I was paying for Spotify to listen to music that I like, and now a bunch of music that I like is just leaving, so I can't listen to that here anymore. I have to go elsewhere. It's just gross.
A lot of people don't find that appealing for obvious reasons, because you don't actually have anything there besides an imaginary friend. And so a lot of people turn...
Oh, look at that. Spotify is down for maintenance.
To pirating it because
guess I'm not getting any music.
Get to own that content, and in some cases it's a more complete product with how widespread censorship is becoming, where they're just taking whole episodes of shows off streaming platforms, not just individual episodes. Sometimes entire shows just get fucking banished to the shadow realm. It's despicable.
Video games.
Anyway, though, I've yapped about many of the reasons endlessly for a while now, but point is, piracy has become the new hotness again. For a while, it kind of fell to the wayside.
I was doing it before it was cool.
It became a bit of a lost art. You didn't really hear a whole lot about piracy other than, like, Davy Jones bought one of his sailors a new BBL, and now he's letting the boys
100%. It's a service issue. Make the services better, then nobody will be pirating. Make it easier to get the stuff that you want, that we want, in the official way, or we're just gonna go the better way. It's all about convenience.
Cheeks on the deck or something, right? Like, you wouldn't really hear about this kind of piracy that often. But over the last couple years, it's been a huge point of discussion again, to the point now that the FBI is taking down ROM sites. They've seized multiple domains.
Yeah, way to go, FBI. Way to do the thing that everybody wants you to do. Way to side with the corporations, you fucking freaks.
Where they claim 3.2 million downloads had occurred over the last 3 months, resulting in like $170 million worth of loss to Nintendo. And
yeah, that sounds like a Nintendo problem. They can get fucked.
Nintendo can't sleep at night knowing that these menaces are out there, so the FBI, being the heroes they are with their priorities straight, took down multiple ROM sites here. Apparently this is what it looks like when you try and use one of those sites. Reminds me of that shit they used to play in the beginning of a VHS tape about, like, the FBI warning. If you watch this on the unofficial channels as this is a pirated copy, mister, you'll face $250,000 and 250 years in jail, you fucking criminal scum. That kind of shit from back in the day. So it's almost kind of, like, nostalgic seeing that. But really, is this, like, the most important thing the FBI could be tackling? Fucking switch ROMs? Like, come on.
Yeah, because Nintendo's paying a lot of money for this to happen. And they like money.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little doubtful on the claim about $170 million worth of loss over the last few months.
Yeah.
That sounds like some kind of baloney. That is some horseradish if I've ever heard some. That's like me saying I lost 5 inches of height because I didn't drink enough milk when I was growing up. Like, I guess maybe it's somewhat possible, but it's pretty unlikely. My point with this Yappuccino here is piracy is big again. And not only...
Yeah, and the more practices they do like this, the more they fight against it, the worse it's gonna get. The worse it's gonna get for them. Dude, I am so here for it. Fuck them, I ain't buying their shit. Yeah, if they lock me out and I can't pirate their shit anymore, I guess I'm just not playing it.
Are like authorities getting involved in trying to combat it? Of course, DRM's been a debate topic for a long time with.
And by the way, if I really, really want to play the game, I don't give a shit. There's always going to be a way. There's always going to be a way. You will never win. You can never win. That's not how this works.
How games are trying to stop people from cracking them and pirating their games, that kind of thing. Pretty much everything has anti-piracy measures in place now, and it's become just a broadly spoken about and a sector that a lot of people are investing in to try and stop piracy. But the reason I wanted to talk about this today.
Yeah, the only reason they're trying to stop piracy is so they can make more and more and more money. They can make all of the money and do all the shitty practices, and there's nothing you can do about it. Because if all the games suck, you're not going to stop playing games, are you?
I saw something that kind of bucks this trend, where one solution to piracy is one that I happen to think is a really good idea, and one I've talked about and even used myself in a different capacity. I'm sure a lot of you have heard me mention this over the years in regards to our comic book series Godslap, where I'd be asked on stream where people could go read it or buy it. And it mentioned where you could buy it if you wanted to, but if you were like skeptical, kind of on the fence about whether or not you'd even like Godslap in the first place, well, hold on to your clams. Instead, just go pirate it. There are numerous websites that have uploaded our comics entirely for free. I would much rather you go pirate it to make sure it's something you like, instead of spending money on it and then finding out you fucking hate it or something. Because at least then it was free. No harm, no foul. You didn't like it, is what it is. Sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep.
And my philosophy's always been that if people really like it, maybe they like it so much that they would then go buy a physical copy of Godslap or something, or support the upcoming releases, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and buy the merch, buy all the side projects, buy all the stuff from people that are involved in it, watch all their content, you know, that kind of thing. But if you're really fighting against the consumers, if you're not pro-consumer and you're only pro making as much money as possible, we're going to feel that in your content. And it's going to drive people away. That's why this man is at the level that he is at, is because everybody loves him.
So I've always liked that approach, but I don't see it utilized all that often. But today, Freddie Wong, one of the OG greats of YouTube, posted something, well, I don't know if he posted it today, but I saw it today, posted something very interesting in how he's handling piracy with his new movie.
I have waited my entire film career to be able to pull this move. This is our movie. It just came out today for digital download or rentals. I'm also putting it up on the torrent networks, but I've added something to the very beginning.
Ahoy, matey! I'm Freddie Wong, and you're about to watch a pirated copy of We're All Gonna Die that I made. For in this day and age, it's impossible.
Dude! Yes! I'm okay with this. Allow your content to be pirated, but put an ad in front of it. Put your own ad in front of it. That is absolutely hilarious.
Piracy. So if you can't beat them, join them. What you're
Fuck
about to watch
yes.
is encoded off of the original 4K.
Dude, I think I'm gonna cry. This is amazing. Yes, more of this, please.
10-bit 5.1 master files that we had made for the movie. So please, enjoy. And afterwards, if you're feeling like maybe throwing a little bit of lucre our way so that we can continue making movies, you can do so at ipiratedwe'reallgonnadie.com. Thanks. Enjoy the movie.
Pay what you want for this JPEG.
I love shit like this. This isn't the first of its kind, but it is pretty novel. This is something very rare to see. Freddie is a YouTube legend.
I've heard of this happening before, especially with people who run like abandonware stuff, or who ran abandonware stuff, and they're like, well, there's no avenue really to get this, so it's available on the pirating websites.
And Rocket Jump has this new film that's just been released on digital platforms, and instead of trying to come up with like DRM or some kind of tactics to beat pirates, he decided instead to just supply them with the best possible version of the film. He's dropping the goddamn IMAX version here with the Dolby surround sound, like the bells and whistles here, making sure that if someone is going to pirate...
And now I know about this, and I'm going to go download it.
...his movie, they get the best possible experience with it. And if they really like the movie, and they feel so inclined, maybe they toss him some money afterwards. I've always appreciated that approach to it. I've seen a couple of games do it over the years, and this is probably like one of the very few times I've seen a movie do it, but I think it is strong, because The truth is, you are not going to beat.
Yeah, that's like uploading a movie that you made to classic YouTube, to where you don't make any money off of it and everybody just gets to enjoy it because it's art. And if you want to support the creator, then you support the creator. And that's my goal for everything that I do here. Like, if I'm going to make movies, if I'm going to make music, it's going up for free. And I'm going to have avenues in place for you to pay me for it if you want to. You're not going to get the content for paying for it. You're just going to pay me directly for nothing. That's how it's going to go.
Piracy. If someone wants to download your film, if someone is trying to get your product for free, they're going to find a way. They're going to get it. Even the most brutal, cutthroat DRM that is so extreme that it sometimes ruins the actual game experience for everyone else who even pays for it because the DRM is just that hostile, even that gets cracked. Granted, it takes some time, but even that gets eventually broken into. The Fort Knox, it eventually loses its gold there. And I recognize that an approach like this doesn't scale infinitely. Like this is...
Yeah, you know what these companies should do? All those retro consoles that get sold online, they just need to make their own. Be like, well, here's all of our games. All the games that you would normally pirate, there you go. It's just on this console that you can buy for $250 on Amazon. But instead, they're going to let all the Chinese companies take all the profit. Like, missed opportunity. All these companies are losing so much money because they're not buying their $1,000 consoles with their $100 games. I know we're not there yet, but we're getting there. The next generation, that's happening. We've already started it.
Isn't going to be viable for like the biggest corporations in the world and different sizes. It doesn't make sense. I get that. But in a lot of cases, it does make sense. Because even if you lose out on a sale, like someone that was very curious about your product but didn't want...
I think this is going to be the future, actually. I think everybody's just going to allow their stuff to be pirated. I don't think piracy is going to be around whenever everything's going to be released for free. And because that's how everybody's going to enjoy content. And they'll probably put ads into the content and then upload it for free and have you just be able to download a DRM free copy. I can see that being the way things go. I hope that is where we're going. Because if not, man, we're completely fucked. At least I'm out. I'm not going to be fucked because I'm out. All the content that I watch is already like that. I'm going to get it DRM free, whether it's legal or the other way.
Pay for it and then tries it. Well, maybe they like it and then you lost a sale, but you gained a fan who might become a paying fan down the line. And doing something like this garners a lot of goodwill, and there have been cases that have historically showed doing something like this does actually translate to more sales because people appreciate the notion of, here's my art, I know that people are going to pirate it, so I'd like you to at least have the best version of it, so that way you can experience it and maybe enjoy it and maybe come back around and down the line pay for, you know, the next thing, or even pay for this if you really felt so strongly about, you know, how much you appreciated it.
And also provide some special editions, some actual good special editions with like a metal case, you know, all the stuff like for collectors, and not just a bunch of bullshit like video games companies been doing with their deluxe editions for $200, $250 where they just got some toys. No, just have like some merch, man. Have some special edition copies, like hard copies. Make a VHS copy of a movie. That would be fucking awesome if we start doing VHS again. Just make new VHS movies. If we could get VHS to a higher level, that'd be great. Or like DVDs to a higher level, or just like cartridge movies. Why hasn't that been a thing? Like cartridge movies. We were almost there with like Game Boy Advance and stuff. And UMDs.
I think it is a great move. And I just wanted to talk about this a little bit today because I just thought it was really a nice gesture here. And I've seen a lot of support for his movie now as a result of this move. There was also a lot of people very excited for the movie in the first place. So I really think that this was just a net positive overall. Even if there's 1,000 people that watch this movie for free with no intention of ever spending a dime on it, well, maybe a good chunk of those people become fans of this production and will support the upcoming ones.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it now. It's on my radar. I'm going to watch it. And if I like it enough, I'll send some bucks his way. Especially if I get something out of it. besides just watching the movie for free.
I just really think overall what Freddy did here was a great move, and I really appreciate it. And I just wanted to kind of highlight this because,
dude, as soon as there's a corporation that starts doing stuff like this, it's gonna tip the scales, and they're gonna explode. They're gonna reach astronomical levels of fame and trust, and I think companies need to do this. That'd be so fucking awesome if we just start seeing corporations one by one releasing all their stuff for free. And like, hey, you should support us. Pay, like, actually pay us. We're not gonna force you to pay. Here's all the stuff for free. Pay us if you want. And if people really, really like something, they're not gonna pay $50. Some people will pay $1. A lot of people will pay $1, $5. There'll be people that'll be like, I really like this product. I'm gonna pay $20,000.
With how big the resurgence of piracy is looking to be, it is nice to see someone come forward and buck the trend that everyone seems to be following with, like, you know, cutthroat legal action at all times against piracy, and we're going to find ways to fuck up our products just in the slim chance that we can prevent a little bit of piracy on it, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's really about it. So yeah.
I really hope we get a trillionaire crazy person that just starts buying up all of these old games and releasing them for free. That'd be so fucking good. If it was me, if you make me trillionaire today, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna buy up all the content that they keep locking down, and I'm just gonna release it on a website for everybody to download for free. I'll run ads on it, so I don't just completely lose money out on it. But yeah, that would be me. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications.